Aloha everybody and welcome to the extra video of Sonic Mania. Before we move on to Sonic Forces, I wanted to take a look at the alternate endings, the super forms, as well as all the unlockables that we acquired for getting all of the Blue Sphere gold medals last time. Many of those unlockables can be found here in the extras menu, including a whole set of Blue Sphere maps that are both from the old games as well as completely new and made up. And the completely new and made up ones actually have two new types of spheres, such as the green and purple spheres. Green spheres have to be run into in order to unlock a blue sphere, and then you hit the blue sphere to get it to be red, so you can finish the map. And you also have the purple spheres, which will teleport you across the map. So that's pretty new and different. That wasn't like that in the original Blue Sphere, and now you can do those mini games at your leisure if you really enjoy that particular mini game. I'm not going to spend too much time with it. Mean Bean was unlocked, so now you, a computer player, or a friend can compete in a versus Mean Bean match from level 1 to level 5 difficulty. And yeah, so when you get Sonic Mania and you collect a few medals, you actually have your own version of Puyo Puyo. There's no arcade mode, there's no story mode, there's no like crazy super hyper mode. I think it's like Puyo Fever, where they just give you like a whole bunch of stuff and you just drop them in the right spots to create a big freaking explosion of Puyos, you know? If you want that, go buy a Puyo game. But at least you have competitive one-on-one Puyo if you buy Sonic Mania, and that's pretty swell, pretty neat. You know what else is pretty swell? This chain combo. Drop those garbage Puyos on them. Those clear Puyos, yeah! Take that, you son of a bitch. Next up is the DA Garden. This is basically the sound test of Sonic Mania. So T-Lopes did such a great job with the soundtrack, and you can listen to any track you want at this menu, where we get to see the Sonic Island that's on the title screen, only at night. So, that's pretty fun. Love that shit. We also have Time Attack mode. Now, Time Attack allows you to, see how fast you can go through a stage, upload them to a leaderboard to compare with your friends as well as all the online strangers that you don't want to know because they're all creepy assholes. Every one of them. Who would spend all their time getting the best leaderboard scores on Sonic Mania? What are you, a loser? What are you, a nut job? Sorry, I don't know what's come over me. The great thing about this mode is that you can actually hold triangle and it instantly warps you to the beginning of the stage with a 0 timer. So it's actually really fun to replay this over and over again if you are trying to get a good score. Thanks to that reset feature with the triangle button. Or the top button if you're playing on the Switch, whatever you're playing. Anywho, folks, like I said earlier in the playthrough, if you beat Stardust Speedway Act 2 in under a minute, you'll actually get a trophy for that, so I wanted to try my hand at it, and... Go! King of Speed, ladies and gentlemen, King of Speed. And that means I got every single trophy in Sonic Mania. I am a god. But anyway, let's go back to the main campaign. Because if I push the triangle button, you're going to be seeing all the other unlockables I got for the Blue Sphere. I can change Sonic's ability from the drop dash to the insta shield to the peel out. I can turn on debug mode. I can do a whole bunch of stuff. So here's the insta shield. It's exactly as you remember it from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. You push the jump button again in the air. It creates this little ring, this little area of effect attack around Sonic. And, some people might think it's pretty whatever, but no, it gives you that extra little reach that can be really helpful in a pinch. It's definitely very helpful with Eggman boss fights in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I certainly remember that being a thing. But oh boy, look at me floating wherever I want because I'm using debug mode. Oh, ho, ho, ho. So with debug mode, you can basically spawn in whatever item you want. You can float Sonic and bring him wherever you want him to go. Look at me creating a whole bunch of special stage rings, even though at this point I have all the Chaos Emeralds. And that means I get a whole bunch of 50 ring chains right there. Booyah. I have 900 rings out of nowhere. 999, the maximum you can get. I can spawn Eggman's freaking Wrecking Ball from the Sonic 1 boss fight. Just push it around. Yeah. Also, the Wrecking Ball is, I think, part of the mini-boss, unless it's a different design. I don't remember. I just know that the mini-boss is a Wrecking Ball. But either way, here's a whole field of Motobugs. You can do that if you want. They'll just run right into my spin dash like idiots. See, if Eggman was smart, he'd be dropping this amount of badniks every time you go into a level. You'd just be seeing, like, thousands upon thousands of Buzz Bombers, you know? Millions of crab meats just all shooting their fireballs. Look how dangerous this is. Ah, but I still killed them all anyway. You also have enemies that weren't in the level, at least you can't find them regularly, such as the bunny rabbit that hop around and stuff. Because I don't know where you find them in the regular level if you're not using debug mode, but they can all be destroyed. And then I follow the animals. You're free, my friends! You're free! But you can spawn the item boxes, and you can actually change it to be like Insta-Shield, you know, the Protective Shield, Elemental Shields, or even 1-up boxes. So if you're looking for an easy 99 lives, just turn on debug mode, spawn these item boxes, and then you're hunky-dory. Then again, I don't think you really need lives if you have debug mode, because you're basically God at that point anyway, so what could really kill you, really? You could get killed by an enemy and then just, like, activate debug mode to get out of it, but, you know. Pew! So there is the peel-out move from Sonic CD. You have to hold up while on the ground, and then push the jump button, and then Sonic will start revving. He'll start putting his legs in that figure-8 motion, which is oh so good. And then you just let loose, and Sonic goes flying. Now keep in mind, he's not curled into a ball when he's doing this. He can still take contact damage from enemies, so make sure you push down on the control pad so that Sonic doesn't, you know, run into spikes, or, well, he'll still run into spikes if he's in a ball form, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. It's the peel-out from Sonic CD. It was also in the Game Gear games, like Sonic Chaos and stuff. You know what it was. But now it's time for the super form. I like that electricity effect that Super Sonic has this time around. I don't know if, again, they're taking inspiration from Dragon Ball, so they're like, well, Super Saiyan 2 has electricity, so why don't we give Sonic electricity? I don't know. But I like that Sonic looks lean and mean. I think the Super theme, easily the best Super theme of any of the classic games, because it actually goes on for quite a bit. It doesn't just loop really, really quickly. I still would prefer, like, a speed-up, like the music. Oh god, oh god. He still dies to crushing, though. Here's Knuckles. He still turns pink. He doesn't get any extra color or anything, but he still climbs stuff ridiculously fast. And he still jumps really, really low. Just because he has a super form does not mean he'll jump really high. He still has to be limited in that way, so yeah. But here's the real thing you wanted to see. Super Tails! Previously a thing we needed the Super Emeralds for, now we only need the 7 Chaos Emeralds, and Tails is super fast, he flies super fast. The only thing that's missing, the Flicky Army of Death. He doesn't have a whole bunch of birds following him and killing everything for him. So the Flickies will be missed, but Tails is still pretty awesome with a super form, regardless. Time for some alternate endings. If I don't have the Chaos Emeralds, then this thing's going to end a little bit differently for Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic doesn't go in the portal, but I didn't get all the Chaos Emeralds, so Eggman has all of them, as well as the Phantom Ruby, and that can't be good. That can't be good. Way to guilt trip me, game. Jeez, I'll get him when I want. God. The ending is slightly different when you're playing with the other characters, but not drastically so. Even if you have the Chaos Emeralds with Tails, son of a bitch, why does everyone beat me? Ah! I love that sprite of Eggman. But even if you have the Chaos Emeralds with Tails or Knuckles, you don't go into the boss fight, the Egg Reverie Zone, with Heavy King as well as Dr. Eggman. Again, very slight change. It just changes which character does the pose at the end, you know? Son of a bitch, I'm even losing to that idiot Knuckles! Knuckles is so stupid! Ah! God, I love that sprite. It's fantastic. What they did with Eggman in Mania is so, so precious. So yeah, they always leave the Titanic Monarch. They always look at Little Planet in the distance, turn bright, and I assume disappear. And then this time it's just Knuckles. Now Knuckles does the pose instead of Tails or Sonic. That's about it, really. But speaking of Knuckles, there's something else I have to show off, and that is the And Knuckles mode. When you turn this on, whichever character you're playing as will have Knuckles alongside them as a helper buddy, even if you're playing as Knuckles. Doesn't matter if you're playing as Sonic, Tails, or Knuckles, you will always have Knuckles helping you out. So let's have Knuckles and Knuckles go through Green Hill Zone. Yeah, twice the fun. Hell yeah. And then you can play through the entire game as Knuckles and Knuckles if you so desire. And thing is, this actually unlocks a bonus ending that some people, if you never tried to play it this way, you might not have known that. So, if I actually beat the game with Knuckles and Knuckles, defeating Dr. Eggman yet again... Oh my god, there's two of them! Oh god, this is stupid! Ah! Then Knuckles and Knuckles will retreat with Knuckles! 3 Knuckles! And then we get a different ending. A nice little remix of the title theme from Knuckles Chaotix. And yeah, Knuckles and Knuckles is just a story that Knuckles is telling a whole bunch of flickies from a book entitled Sonic, Mania, and Knuckles, and you just get that nice little screenshot. But the odd thing about the Knuckles and Knuckles playthrough, if you have the Chaos Emeralds, you actually do go into the super fight. Whereas, if you were just Knuckles standalone, if you were just Knuckles with the Chaos Emeralds, you wouldn't get to this. But for some reason, Knuckles and Knuckles makes Heavy King turn on Eggman and makes the whole fight happen. I don't know why they did it that way. But Knuckles can play this stage if you have Knuckles helping him out. You know, Knuckles and Knuckles. So that's a pretty fun thing. But... actually, through debug mode, you can always skip through levels by spawning the goalpost, and the goalpost can actually take you to zones that you're not originally supposed to be going to, like Knuckles' Mirage Saloon 1, and so, even if you use debug mode, Tails can then take on Heavy King and Dr. Eggman in the Egg Reverie Zone, even though he's not supposed to. Again, when you get the Chaos Emeralds with Tails or Knuckles standalone, they don't actually get this ending. But through debug mode and stuff, you can still access this level and play it like you would normally. Knuckles will still fly, Tails will still fly, everything will be the same. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, yeah. That's really all I wanted to show. The endings are slightly different. The super forms, you know, everything you needed to see. There's nothing else I have to show off. What's Encore mode? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Who's that character to the left of Sonic and Tails? Again, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I don't know what you're talking about with a Sonic Mania Plus. Like, what? DLC? What? Look, let's just play Sonic Forces next. I don't know what you're talking about. This surely won't come up again. But yeah, folks, Sonic Forces is up next, so look forward to that.